man. 122 pounds, 10-5, man. Watch the Good Fellas Sports TV, bro.
You guys from Milwaukee, Wisconsin? Watch
Good Fellas Sports.
Good Fellas, bro.
All right, man. Jaron Ennis says nobody's calling him out at 147 pounds. Now, I think I did see something or hear a rumor that said that Mario Barrios, I guess if no Pacquiao, that he could be fighting. I think it might have said Sionis. I don't know where I heard this rumor at. That he could be headed to a unification with Sionis if he don't fight Manny Pacquiao. Don't quote me. I don't know where I've seen that at, or whoever takes that to me. I could be wrong, but apparently Barrios did want to fight him over at PBC. Barrios have fought everybody. Tank, Keith. I mean, he did what they asked him to do. People forget Barrios started out at 122 pounds. But, you know, for the most part, Boo said ain't nobody want to squabble. Nobody said his name at 47. And I said it before and I say it again. You know, being the boogeyman in boxing is not the title that you want to have. You know, Mike McCullum, Marvin Hagler had it hard coming up. He eventually got his, you know, day in the sun, even though his career closed out on a nasty note. You know, some people think he got robbed versus Sugar Ray Leonard. But usually when you the boogeyman, it really don't go well for you. You don't make a bunch of money, Lucas Matias. It just don't never really go the way that you think it's about to go. Let me say that. It don't. So when you the boogeyman, you know, really it ain't a lot of money to be made in the game. So when you start getting that, you know, you start getting that stigma, you start getting that label in boxing, ain't no good. But, you know, I don't know if Brian Norman is the guy. It's the fight to make. That seems a little bit premature. Stay honest, he ain't even got upgraded yet. You know, Pacquiao could fight Barrios. I mean, really, it's a division that went from a fame division to a popular division to a not popping division, a not popular division, excuse me. So, you know, question is, should he just move up? You know, when you started talking about getting all the belts, you know, it's all political. Top Rank got, you know, WBO. You know, Norman ain't been upgraded yet. They waiting on Bud. Then you go over to he got the IBF, WBC. That's PBC. He was over there. They didn't make the fight. They were dragging their feet on that. They only got one more fight with PBC. He could get upgraded. So really, you know, Stay Honest, it depends on where Stay Honest go. But Stay Honest, you know, he missed a year of work. He said he had to move back in with his parents because his money got funny. He said when Oscar De La Hoya, another thing, you know, what Bill Haney was saying about De La Fuya, you know what I'm saying? You got to remember, when you know, he didn't find out that Virgil Ortiz fight was off until the week of the fight. And he said that they called the fight off, and then, you know, Golden Boy didn't even make any accommodations for his team to fly back. He said he had to go pay out his own pocket for his team to fly back home or fly back wherever they camp was at. So he had to, whatever his team, 4, 5, 6 people, he had to pay out of his pocket. Golden Boy didn't even do the common courtesy to pay Stay Honest, you know, out of his pocket. And they knew Virgil wasn't going to make the fucking weight. They knew he couldn't make, they know these things in advance. They can hope for the best all they want to. They wasted this time. So, you know, talking about stories about Oscar De La Fuya, Mr. Fishnets himself, he been doing shady shit, dude. These dudes became promoters when they seen Bob Arum was making more money than the fighter. It wasn't about, oh, let's do right by people. Let's do right by people. That wasn't the point of it. That wasn't the point. Let's do right. No, it was it's our turn to pimp these fighters. And that's one of the worst things you can be. Whatever fraternity, ethnic group you are, you see a colonizer sitting here making money off your people. The worst thing you could do is become the colonizer. Well, I got the power to set my people free, but you know what? I'm gonna make some money off of them. I'm gonna make wealth off of them. You worse than the colonizer. I'd rather be butt broken, you know, by the man than butt broken by my brother. That's why these dudes get in the music industry. But, oh, I know Jay cool, he gonna put me on. I know Puff cool, they gonna put me on. I know Woo 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 is cool, he gonna put me on. Like, yeah. And they do you worse than a man do you. That's why people be so blindsided. You know? And it's a dangerous game you playing, man. Especially you messing with women. I mean, I already know I'm dropping gems in there. You know, a woman been through a lot. You know, she fragile. Life make you fragile. Let's be real. We fragile. We fragile. We one incident from falling off the cliff. All the shit, all the losses that dudes took in silence, bro, and we couldn't tell nobody about the losses because who we gonna confine to? Women are fragile. And you know her vulnerability. She told you, and then you still go fuck her over. You a cold motherfucker, dog. I mean, I got a conscience. You know, I thank God every day for my conscience. If I don't, there you go. But yeah, man. I mean, for you to do your own people like that is wild. And then people want to get money with their own people. You know, we don't get money like the Jewish, the Amish, the Asians, the Indians. No dollar stay in the community like the Asian dollar, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. You know, but it is what it is. But like I said before, you don't want to be the you don't want to be the boogeyman. Get down, boogie. You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the money man. You want to be the man that they push, they protect. You know what I'm saying? You want to be that guy. You know, but in the you know, even in the end, you can say, well, you know, fighting a tough fight's gonna make you better. It's gonna make you a better fighter, yeah. You know, I remember they put Lucas Matias in there with like 4 straight punchers. Roberto Ortiz, Danny Garcia, John. He had a war after the Danny Garcia fight with John Molina. Great fight to watch. You never seen Lucas Matias versus John Molina or John Molina? That was a great fight. They put him in there like 3 or 4 straight fucking brutal punchers, bro. They didn't give a fuck about that guy. He could have easily been a world champion. At his own volition, he wasn't, but you know, he opted not to fight Danny Garcia, which would have made, I think, almost would have made Danny, opted not to fight Lamont. He fought Lamont, but not for Lamont belt because he wanted to remain a mandatory for Danny Garcia, which Al Hammond should have worked that out. And I think Danny Garcia might have almost been 4-belt undisputed at that point. I could be wrong, but you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. You know, you don't want to be that. You don't want to be the monster. You don't want to be the boogeyman. No, nothing good come from it. A lot of wear and tear. You don't get the money you supposed to get from the beginning or at the end. Sometimes you could be the boogeyman and still get fucked on the ends at the end. But yeah, you know, he said nobody said his name, and sometimes you got to go where you tolerate it. You know, go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it. And that's moving up in weight, so be it. Or you gotta start pulling niggas' whole cards. You gotta start pulling up on niggas like, come on. My nigga Blake say, we from the D. You know, if you soft, we gonna run up on you. Let me have that. You gotta start running up on these guys, punking these guys with these political wars and boxing, stopping dudes from getting where they need to get to. So you can cry and complain about it, but we gotta do something about it. We gotta start talking shit. We gotta start going up to fights, calling people out, or we just gonna sit here, wait our turn. You know, whatever. Ain't none of these guys worth waiting for at welterweight. None of them. Brian Norman, he just starting to get a name in the game. Barrios, I mean, even if you beat Barrios, what does that tell us? You know, he been beat more times than a slave behind the woodshed in Candyland. So, I mean, you beat up on Sionis. I mean, he ain't been beat. Technically, I thought Delorme beat him, but, you know, he ain't been beat. But really, ain't no big money fights here. You can say, I get all the belts. So cool. Your detractors going to say, you ain't beat nobody. You ain't beat nobody. You ain't beat. Like I said before, you know, I think the number one thing for him is start to get active. Try to fight as much as possible. I think that's the remedy to a lot of things. I think a lot of guys just need to be active. Forget the names. Fight the highest contenders coming up. We got to do European, Australians, American tours, Canadian tours. These guys should be trying to just fight wherever they can. And how much, and whoever they can. You know? I really think that's what they should be doing, bro. Fight whenever they can and who they can. As much as possible. You let the chips fall where they may fall. That would be my advice to boogeyman. Don't wear the boogeyman or you know, boogeyman or boxing or guys that people scared to fight. I say go around and just fight as much as possible. Go to the buffet, just pile up as much food as on your plate. So get multiple plates, pile as much food as you can, and then bam, you know, worry about what chips fall where they may fall. Perfect your craft. Be on the track that you was on before you start fucking with Al Haymon PBC. Just be fighting wherever I gotta go. If I got a headline, a little small show in Dallas this month, Eddie, hey, right off in this one. Yo, if I got to do a non-title fight over here in Louisiana, so be it. Fuck it. If I got to go back to the chilling circuit just to stay active, you know, fuck it. Let me go to 50-0. If I need to fight on this show, hey, look here, Eddie, you know, you got a card coming up with Canelo. I'll take a little less bread to fight on the show. Everybody looking at the bread. Look at the overall picture. If you believe in your talent, you know what I'm saying? Take a little less bread. You know what I'm saying? Somebody comments says, what's better than 75,000 for 2 fights or 150 for 1 fight? I mean, shit, if you fight once a year, people don't understand. They looking at the money part. Too many of these fighters looking at the money part of it. You wasting your prime by just sitting there. You wasting your prime by just sitting there. Oh, okay, I'm gonna make $1 million this year fighting 1 time a year. That's cool. If I can fight 4 times a year and get, you know, $500,000 4 times a year, I take that, because yeah, I worked harder to get 4, but guess what? Boxing is repetitious. You never stop learning in boxing. You never stop getting experience in boxing. It's repetitious. You need the reps. And when you stop getting the reps, you start losing your fast twitch muscles. When you start getting the money, you start getting the honeys. When you start getting the honeys, they start blowing the money. When you start blowing the money, you know, there you go. That's what's gonna happen. Start paying attention to these hoes and what's going on outside the box, you fall off real quick, man. So, in my opinion, you know, he need to be trying to fight. His remedy, fight as much as possible. If it's 500K, 800K, 300K, I know it sounds fucked up, but if you stay active and just keep racking up wins so you get the big fight, before you know it, you're going to be the best fighter possible. A lot of these guys, like Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, they left a lot of boxing on the table, a lot of their prime on the table. We don't know how good a lot of them guys could have been, because lack of TV dates. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notification. We go live and drop video. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the whole 9. I appreciate y'all for rocking with the kid. Hit the link tree. Follow me everywhere. Peace.